Today we are going to do a fun little unboxing video and talk about some things author related, book publishing related, Author Nation related, just kind of chat. So before we dive into that, if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Shalana. I am an indie author of 7 books, and this year has been a big year for me. So we've done a Kickstarter this year. We are going to be signing at Author Nation in November in Vegas. So a lot of really cool stuff. Special edition copies, first time I've done that this year. So with all of that came this. Backtracking a little bit, I wanted to make a video and talk about this purchase because it's important for indie authors to be able to format their books. Some people outsource that, so they hire someone to format their books for them. But if you're doing it yourself, you're probably using Vellum. There's a couple of other ones out there. Atticus, I think, is the one for PC. Vellum is only for Mac. And so when I published Soul Jumper, I actually had another indie author format that for me, and thank goodness she did. And she did it to help me out, and it was amazing, and it worked out perfect. But I knew that if I was going to keep publishing, I needed to buy the software. So I did, and Vellum software, it's not cheap. It's few $100s, $300-$400, something like that. When I bought it, that was years ago. Haven't looked lately. But it's only for Mac. They don't offer an option for a PC. So what I did was I found this, my husband found this on Facebook Marketplace, and we paid like $300-$400 for it, I think. It has never once worked without being plugged into the charger, and it will randomly shut itself off. But in all honesty, like, I put Vellum on here, I've formatted my books on here, I've edited YouTube videos on here, but that's really all I use it for. I don't save anything to this computer because it just shuts off randomly, and I don't want to lose stuff. I don't write on this computer. I don't do any of that. It also can never leave. It has to be plugged in. But for like $400, and that was probably close to 5 years ago, I feel like I've got my money's worth out of it. So no complaints there. But I always used PCs. It's far, I'm not gonna grab it. But the last thing I had was a Lenovo, and I've had 2 of those in the last 10 years probably. So they both lasted about 5-6 years. They were very good computers. I had no complaints. My main complaint was I can't format my books on them. However, this one, the screen cracked a ton, like a lot. And it also started shutting itself off. I took it to Best Buy. They wiped everything off of it. And it was working okay for a short amount of time. And then started being very, very slow and not working and shutting itself off. So I knew I was going to have to buy a computer. I've gotten away about I haven't used my personal Lenovo for like the last year probably, because I got a laptop through work. So a lot of what I do on my work laptop. But I didn't love that either. Depending on a laptop that's not technically mine, and putting my stuff on there, like, didn't love it. It worked for a while while my computer was being stupid, but it wasn't something I wanted to do long term. So I have been saying for probably close to 3 years that I was gonna buy a Mac. I'm gonna buy a Mac. I'm gonna buy a Mac. You can ask my best friend how many times I've asked her which computer or which Mac specifically should I buy. So I sat down the other day and I was like, I have to format the Grand Mesa Men series. I have to print those books and get them to readers that backed the Kickstarter. I don't want to be on here trying to format all 5 of those books and be messing with the fact that it shuts itself off. The process will just be a lot longer on a laptop that doesn't hold a charge. So I did it. and I bought one, and that is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna look at this, and then I'm going to spend the rest of this week formatting the Grand Mesa Men series, which I will try to film some of that for y'all because it might be helpful if you've never used Vellum before. I'm not gonna do like a tutorial, that's not really me, but I will try to show a little bit of what it is. And if you have questions, if you are a newer author or haven't used Vellum before, just ask me questions. You can email me at shalanabattles@gmail.com. You can leave a comment on this video, send me a message on social media. Like, I'm totally open to answering questions about Vellum or helping you out if you need help. But it is probably the most widely used formatting software. If you look in pretty much any indie published book, somewhere at the beginning it'll say created with Vellum. I don't think I've ever read one that has Atticus listed. Yeah, I don't think I've ever come across one. I know they exist, but I've only seen Vellum ones, and I think it is very widely used, and because it's so user-friendly. The cool thing, and I will also try to film this if it works, is I shouldn't have to buy it again. You should only have to buy it once, and then it says I could get my number, like my purchase number, from this computer and just put it on this one. So obviously the main reason we went Mac and I didn't buy another PC was Vellum. It's the formatting software. But I also started editing in iMovie on this computer, and I used to not do that. I used to use Premiere a long time ago, and iMovie's, it's a lot faster and easier and just in general quicker. So that was another reason I could edit videos on this. I use the Google Drive for pretty much everything, so I didn't really have to transfer a lot off of my work computer onto the drive. There were a few things, but for the most part, I'm gonna have everything I need once I log into the drive. I almost dropped it. That would be a very Shalana thing to do. Holy moly. It's so thin. Like, I mean, it's a MacBook Air, so I thought it would be thin, but I didn't expect like this thin. It's not light though. Like, I feel like my work laptop, which is a Chromebook Acer, is lighter than this. Holy crap. Look. It's so pretty. Like, honestly, I didn't expect the gorgeousness. It's just a lot heavier than I expected. Okay, let's open it. I don't know anything about Mac, so I'm going to be completely honest. I have a Samsung cell phone. Have never owned a Mac computer. Have never owned a Mac phone. iWatch, none of that. So it's a whole new world over here. It's telling me hello. Now it's telling me hello in a lot of different languages. This thing was just like ready to go. It didn't even mess around. It's like, hey, right to set up. I opened it. I didn't push like the power button or anything, so. Just trying to hook up to my Wi-Fi now. This is really weird to me because it feels, like I said, just heavy and thick, and like the mouse pad is very, like I haven't touched like a brand new laptop in quite some time, so, but I don't know, I just didn't, I like this. It's very sleek, even though it's heavier than I thought it would be, but it's very nice. Very nice. It's just gonna take some getting used to, I think. Okay, so we're gonna mess with that in a minute. I don't have an Apple account. I don't know if I have to create one. It says I can set it up later. Do I need it for the computer process? Who really knows? We're gonna find out. Okay, that's garbage. Okay, so I am gonna set up an Apple account. I don't really know if that matters or not. It's sending me a verification code. We're trying to set up 178184. The iCloud account. We're gonna see what that does. I don't know if there's anything else in here or if this is just a really thick piece of cardboard. I'm thinking thick piece of cardboard. Does the back open? Oh, I ripped it. Again, a very Shalana thing to do. Don't yell at me if this is not something you would do. Yeah, look at that thick piece of cardboard for these tiny, tiny pieces of paper. Okay. Okay, so what else is in the box? Little power guy. I am going to order a cover for this. I am going to get a cover for this, like a one on the back, and then I also want a keyboard cover. So if you know of a good place to get one, I know I can look on Amazon, but if you have like, you know, of another place or like, hey, this person on Etsy makes them or whatever, let me know in the comments because I will definitely go and check them out. I also want a desk mat. This is just my old laptop cover sleeve thing that I'm setting stuff on, but I would like an actual desk mat at some point. I wanted to buy one of those for a while besides like having this laptop. Power cord, hefty little thing, matches the computer. That's pretty. Let's see, passport. We're gonna pick a Siri voice.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars
The colors of the sky fade with the setting.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Okay, so we have everything on there. I will still have to play with it to know how to use it. I obviously have used this old one, but like I said, I've used Vellum and iMovie. That's it. This is going to be my new everyday computer. So then I'll use my work computer just for work related things. But this will be everything. This will be writing, iMovie, Vellum, editing, everything I used my other one for. So I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So if you are a Mac user and you have any tips or tricks for me, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them so that I can start getting used to this thing. And keep an eye out because I'm going to figure out how to get Vellum on here, and then I will be starting the formatting process for the Grand Mesa Men series. So thank you for hanging out with me while I unboxed this computer and kind of get it set up and going. If you have any questions about indie publishing, the Grand Mesa Men series, or any of my other books, leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And I will see y'all next time.